Check 1 2, testing 1 2. All right, we're all the way live again, y'all. This time I decided to stream to YouTube. Normally I'd be streaming to Twitch, but I'm just gonna upload this video to Twitch. I'm gonna try something different, but yeah, because I'm so, eventually I'll stream to them all at the same time. I don't know. I'm not sure yet. I know you can totally do that. I've looked into the services of doing that, but for now, I'm just trying to get the subscribers up and just put out content, vibe, have the conversation. My name is Ace, once again, as you can see down below. We're into hip-hop. Okay, me, into hip-hop, beat making, creation, MCing, freestyling, all these things. And if that's you, you should definitely subscribe, follow, comment. Let's have a conversation, all that good stuff. I actually need to adjust one thing, make sure this chat box, cool. I'm gonna put that right there, just in case. So all the content that's on my YouTube channel now, and there's maybe about 10 videos right now, I think. There might be 10 or 11, something like that. But all the content that's from this, live broadcasting, that is just extremely new. So, yeah, I'm trying to get more familiar with the software as some of the videos maybe somebody has watched or whatnot. I'm just trying to get familiar with the software, the software, and just get familiar with it. So, yeah, it's a work in progress. And eventually when there's more, obviously interaction, it'll be much better. But other than that, I don't mind because, I'm going to put it out anyways for the rebroadcast. But I make beats anyway, so we might as well film and talk about it. And, I love plugins and using different plugins and trying different things out. And, so we might as well just we might as well share it together. So it's like, opening up a gift on Christmas Day. You're just nothing but joy. But yeah, so discussion of today, the Amek EQ 200 by Plugin Alliance. Those of you who are familiar with Plugin Alliance, you already know what's up. Straight fire from Plugin Alliance with any of their software, any of their plugins. I've used tons of them. I actually own several plugins of theirs. I have the Bax EQ, the Dangerous EQ, which is just a great musical EQ. I have, so as you know with Plugin Alliance, it's hidden. I was going to say they're incredible, but it's hidden. So let me see here. Well, enough about that. I'll just stay right on topic with the software. But love Plugin Alliance. I have the Dangerous EQ, which is the Bax EQ. I have, what else do I have of theirs? There's like 2 more that I have. I'll have to pull it up and look. But I love the Bax EQ. That is such a great EQ. Just a great musical EQ. I've actually demoed several different EQs of theirs as well. And I actually have some of their guitar amps, which I love. I actually had a friend record some stuff, and he got to be the guinea pig. So it's actually when they had a whole bunch of deals going on. But anyways, Plugin Alliance is a great company. They make just awesome pieces of software which other companies do not offer, like the MC77 Purple Audio Compressor, the Townsend Compressor, the J Series SSL, which is new. Just there's a whole list. I could go on and on and on and on, but just tons. They're just coming up with so much content. And here's the great thing. You buy it, you get to keep the updates, or you can go on a subscription service. I'm going to do a whole thing on Plugin Alliance and plugins and subscription services, which will be a whole conversation. And I'm sure there's tons of content out there discussing different companies with plugins, what's the best ones to have, these type of things. And that's a huge topic, but I want to do one on here just from my experience, because I've been using the plugins for, probably 15 years. And there's people, that's small compared to other people that, have been in the game much longer. But, from my experience with plugins, I remember when they were extremely expensive, it was like, whoa. Like, whoa. But happy 4th of July to everybody out there, too, that's upcoming 4th of July. And, be safe out there. Numbers keep going up and all that goodness. But I think as long as we keep washing our hands and respecting each other and all that stuff, we'll get back to normal, and all this shit will be just in the past. But hopefully, gotta smile through all this stuff, through all this shit. That's what I meant to say. So I did. But yeah, y'all. So I want to just stay on topic because I can totally get off topic. It's really easy to do when you start talking about plugins because the field is so vast. It's just so much, just tons of it. But so yeah, this is totally, like we're talking about here. This is the Amek EQ 200. I'm going to pull it up on the screen so we can also look at it even in closer. But, Akai Mpc beat Enhnacer. Yes, definitely. And an expensive one, too. But we'll talk more about that as I'm going through this. But it's definitely expensive. But I'm telling you, y'all, when you see me mess with it, when we're making this beat, which will be towards the end, and I'll just put it on the stereo bus, or we'll just mess around with it. But you guys will see how just exceptional it is, And I've only used it for maybe like 10 minutes the other night to get ready for this segment here. But yeah, I mean, for 10 minutes I was just messing around with it just to kind of get familiar with it, and I looked at a video or two. I'm part of their mailing list, so when this came out and on YouTube, I was geeking out about it for sure. But yeah, so let me pull it up so we have a frame of reference of what I'm talking about here, and if this is for you. So cool. Bam. Let's go to my screen. Look at that, guys. I figured it out. Hey, I don't want you guys to look at my messy desktop, but if you do, whatever's clever, because I always pin things there, and then I go back and clean it up. I'm one of those guys that pins it first and then cleans it up, so don't beat me up over that. I know that's bad file management, but I do organize it. People are like, yeah, right. Yeah, fucking right. But let me get the picture off the screen for us. Boom. Back to business. All right, y'all. So I might have to actually pull it up. Let's see here. Okay, cool. That's the one I wanted. Okay, cool. All right, just want to make sure I got everything so I can go back and forth. All right, cool. So here's the actual plugin itself as we're, on the screen. Let me get that going live off there too for us because we're in it now. We're in it. Cool. All right, so as you can tell, on the screen, this is the plugin unit, just like the graphic that I had up on the screen. I just, cut it out and so on and so forth. But this is the actual plugin unit right here. Just a beautiful interface, and you're going to see when we pull it up. It's just a gorgeous unit. And generally, everything that Plugin Alliance puts out that I've ever messed with, their interface, the graphic interface always looks beautiful, and it always sounds fucking incredible. I just gotta say that. It just sounds incredible. I mean, just exceptional. Oh yeah, the other plugin I have from them as well that I just remembered was the Neve BXN, I believe it's called. I could pull it up at some point, but it's the Star Wars console. It's out at the Star Wars Ranch. It was used to mix I think some Star Wars films and just some other things, but it was on sale years ago, and I got it, and I love it. It's fun. It's a great EQ. Once again, full channel strip too. Full channel strip. So, boom. So this gets the incredible award all day long. So yeah, it's an incredible piece for sure. Now, I'm going to pull it up on the screen, and we'll talk about it in use as I'm using it. But I'm not going to go in depth. I'll go just a little. But Mixing with Mike is a YouTube channel, and he goes extremely in depth with the history and the actual use of the gear that was inspired to make this plugin, which I'm going to talk about in just in brief. But this plugin is $349 if you want to just buy it outright, or if you're part of their subscription service, it's free part of their subscription service. So anything that comes out, you get it. So that's awesome. Or you can try it out fully functional for 14 days. I love when companies do that. That gives you plenty of time to use it and abuse it. So love that factor as well. This is my other big, huge factor before we start to read about some of that stuff. My biggest thing about this is this right here, y'all. Look at this. Minimum requirement 2 gigahertz. 2 gig RAM memory. That is like awesome. Very small package to download. Very small package. It's like 68. There it is, right there. 58. I mean, I love that. Some of these plugins are like fucking 30 gigs. Not for, VSTs are obviously gigantic, which is what I'm referring to. But there are also plugins that are a big fucking download, or they're a pain in the ass to download. So, yeah, they make it very easy for you, very straightforward. It's not taxing your computer, so you can put a whole bunch of them up as well. But yeah, so this is a in collaboration. I can't even say that because I'm so excited because I want to use it. But in collaboration with Amek, and it's based off several different EQs from the 70s and 80s. Which I'm going to pull up as a reference. So it's talking about the Sontec and the GML, the George Massenburg EQ. Here's the George Massenburg EQ right here. So very similar with the layouts. There's your boost, cut, left and right. Cool. And then going to the plugin itself, there are similar features. Look at that. The knobs, the EQ parameters, the colors, back to the Sontec, and then here we go. So the combination of these and their own flavors together. There's a huge video on it too, like the making of it, and if you find that stuff fascinating, there's a lot of that information out there. So let me get in on this. Okay, cool. So this can this adjusts the shape right here, the Q in the middle on this EQ, the Sontec. and the frequency on the bottom, and then the gain above. Very similar to changing the Q right here. They've just made this even better. Of course, we don't own the actual hardware unit. Those are, let's just look up the price of this GML. There you go, 6,000. I've seen these in the studio before. I have personally never used them, but when I see one, you can tell somebody has impeccable taste for sure, and good has a budget. Has a budget. And a little historical tip. George Massenburg is the grandfather of the parametric EQ. Pretty much the inventor of it. So really cool EQ. The Sontec. I've never used a Sontec before. I believe I've seen one of these before. Okay, not this, but I've seen that there's an SPL has a hardware unit. I don't remember the name of it, but it is a oh geez, I'm trying to think of the word. It's very similar with the knobs and has incremental to mastering EQ. But which brings me to my point. These are all mastering EQs, right? I'm gonna go back to what we're talking about. They're all mastering EQs, okay? But that doesn't mean it has to go on the master bus, right? It could go on a drum bus. It could just stay on your master bus. It could be on every channel. You're just using the EQs. I mean, so, yes. Would you want to have this after you've used different EQs on the kick and the vocal and the snare, like different flavors, and then this is your final little glistening on your master bus? Yeah, you could do it like that too. It's, that's what those mastering EQs are designed for, is incremental movements that have a heavy impact on the overall track, the overall song itself. But you don't have to use it that way, of course. The rules are made to be broken. You use it to make the song sound great or whatever you're working on. But in regard to... oh, cool. I was making sure this chat works, and it does work. Cool. I just want to respond to it real quick. I've been meaning to test out the YouTube chat, and then it does work, so cool. Nice. That's cool that the chat is working. So I got kind of off on the thing, off topic, but anyways, oh yeah. So you can put on the master, you can put it on each individual channel if you want. But I want to get to the good stuff, and I haven't pulled it up, but I saw it in the video. So once we get into making the beat, and I'm using, I'll use the EQ. So something I saw last night before I was going to bed, because I knew I was going to do this video and I wanted to test the gear out for me as well, to see if the sauces, if they have the, that sauce, that seasoning that I like. And I'm looking at some of the videos, and you can put them on individual channels, and it's basically a half unit of this EQ. It's not the full rack, it's just one half, which will pull up. And I was like, oh, that's genius. I love that. So that goes back to what I'm saying is the mastering EQ doesn't have to just because it says mastering EQ, it has to be fixed on a master bus only. So they made it really cool in that regard. So yeah, I'm really geeking out and thinking this is a really cool thing. I'm actually gonna dim real quick this music. Let's see here. I'll just pull this up, right? Pull up that one. Cool. So, as a matter of fact, this song playing right now, I already have like a slight master on it. I would love to put this on the master bus because I had already done some EQ things on the overall track itself, but I'm sure it would poke out. I can already tell by hearing this because I was demoing this last night, that I could make this kind of more pokey, more like poking out in terms of clarity of the mid and the high range, and then of course enhancing the low end, but mostly the clarity of the high and mid range. This thing is legit as fuck. I should be a salesman for Plugin Alliance and just travel around with plugin subscriptions in a briefcase and go door to door. I could sell them all, but I have to obviously find the right people. But so yeah, I'm not even sponsored, of course. I only have 43 subscribers, so yeah, I'm not sponsored. I'm just speaking from experience, y'all. Just from experience, which I'll do a whole plugin conversation about that, because the conversation we'll have about the plugins, it comes from so many of my producer friends and engineer friends who are in this business, and years of using software, buying, getting rid of all these type of things. So can't wait to do that segment. Cannot wait. So it's always fun to talk about those things. So here's the plugin. We looked at the hardware references that they were trying to model. The GML 8200. This is a standard in mastering. And the Sontec is also a standard. I've seen these a lot in studio pictures. I've never seen one of these in real life, like in a studio. I've seen the GML for sure, the SPL that I was talking about, and then I've seen there's a couple other EQs, boutique or high-end ones that I've seen before. I just cannot remember off the top of my head, y'all. But so it doesn't really matter. It's about these EQs here, which they've melded these two together. So if these two had a baby, they would have had this Amek EQ 200. And I'm like I said, y'all, 10 minutes I used it last night just to make sure it was loaded up properly and all that shit. Oh, man. Love it. So, enough of the talk. I'm going to pull up MPC, and we'll make a beat in MPC. I just want to make sure that I've given you guys kind of a lot of the highlights. Yeah, I mean, pretty much those are the things regarding that. I also want to point this out, and I was going to say it, is the founder of Plugin Alliance, they modeled his GML unit. Basically his gear, and then they came up with, the Amek 200 EQ. Now, I say it's an Akai Mpc enhancer, but at the same time, it can be in any DAW, of course. If you're using Machine, it can be used in there. I said bon voyage to my Machina MK3, but I do miss it. I do think about it all the time, but you never know. Maybe it'll come back. But MPC's been really good to me, and it was a love-hate relationship. It really was, and it still can be. But she's been good to me. I wanted to point out one more thing on this EQ, guys. I thought was guys and gals out there. I wanted to point this out. This is something that is so cool, and I can't remember how it works. Okay, actually, yes, I do. So just check this out. This is so fucking awesome, what I'm about to mention. This gets in kind of in-depth with this EQ, but I just wanted to say this last thing, and then we'll make a beat, and we'll see if the sauce works, which it will. So this also is a mid-side EQ. So when this mid-side button is engaged, the left side of the EQ is the center, is the middle information. The sides of the stereo field are on the right-hand side. It is so cool. That is just like the coolest thing. But a lot of mid-side EQs that are out there have that same capability. I just thought this was a really cool feature as well that they're putting in there. So obviously people that do know this language, the mid-side thing, and I'm still getting more hip to it and learning more about those techniques and how to use them as well. But mid-side, everything in the middle information kick drum, bass, we'll say, snare. So when you're EQing it, you're just affecting the middle, nothing on the sides. Excuse me, I'm going to say kick. Yeah, sometimes snares up the middle. It depends on people's panning, but always bass and kick drum are always down the middle. And, you know, depending on the track, it could have a million vocals, but your middle information will be EQ'd. On the side is where your high end, like your guitars and some of your vocals will sit as well. Your vocals will sit out there on the stereo spectrum as well. So when you're EQing those sides, you're getting more clarity of those instruments poking out in the stereo field for your mix. But that is another topic. You can always Google the mid-side technique, look at how certain microphones are set up to capture an acoustic guitar or an orchestra or whatever. So there's many different techniques to use and ways to use it. I don't want to go too in depth, y'all. So basically, that's the mid-side thing with this Amek EQ, but it works the same in any type of plugin that you're using. Nick of time, get that music off there. Let's get the MPC up. Boom, MPC is up, y'all. Nice. And so, y'all, I have not put the Amek in here, though. I'm going to go ahead and do that now. I also need to set the mood. I always forget, y'all. And if you're just passing by and you're new here, if you do see this on the rebroadcast, I always appreciate, appreciate everyone that subscribes or, is going to subscribe or follows. I always really appreciate that. So, once again, my name is Ace. If you're into beat making, sample packs, talking about hip-hop, freestyling, emceeing, all these things, tech, gear reviews, all that stuff, then this is for you. You're here. You've arrived. So, yeah, definitely subscribe. And I always appreciate that. And I always thank you a bunch. I got that covered up there. But let's set the mood. Enough of the chit-chat. Okay, there we go. Feeling the mood. All right, cool. So, got my drums loaded up. Now let me pull up the Amek, and then I'll start creating the vibe. So, y'all, if anyone's curious out there, this is the Aventon CK7 mic, and it's going into an SSL2 Plus. So it's an SSL, preamp with the legacy 4K switch engaged on it, and that's it. There's no other EQing or processing that I have done on it. So yeah, if it sounds nice and clear out there, I say definitely get one of these interfaces and check it out. I have another interface that y'all can see back there that has some different preamps, and I'm going to use that for an episode for sure, but it was giving me issues, so I have to work out the gremlins. You know how that is. I feel like I'm hunching down because this microphone, so... All right, there we go. Get some posture going on. Get some posture. All right, let me get my Zen quality going on here. All right, cool. Let me pull this up. And to pull up the mixer, it's Command-Shift-M, but it, for some reason, is not coming up. I guess it's on this other side. Let's see. Is it? No. All right, cool. Well, and if it doesn't work by doing the Command-Shift-M, then all you got to do is come down below here. I don't know if you can see my mouse moving. And then you just can click on this mixer tab here. Oh, there it came up on my other screen. I'll just drag it over there for, yeah, I can tell it's not on the master screen. But I'm not going to engage the Amek yet. I'm only going to use it for talking points, just so we can save that as the the secret sauce, just to show how easy it is, because the description says how easy it is to take your tracks from sounding dull to crispy. And so I will not engage this. I will only use it for references. And y'all, here's another tip as well out there. If you're on a Mac, definitely use those AU units instead of your VSTs. I totally forgot the reason why. It's pretty straightforward, but you generally, if you're computing on a Mac, use the A units that are designed for Mac platform. But VSTs never give anyone any troubles, but that's just something to kind of keep in mind. If you can save on any type of processing and make things run smoother, then boom. But let me pull it up on the screen first, y'all, and then I'm going to make this beat just because we were talking about it. Let's be about it. I think my candles might have to come off the screen for this. They will. Shite. That's okay. I'll just put them back up. Okay, cool. Can the other one stay? Nah. Just for show and tell, we will, I'll leave it off. Cool. So there it is, y'all. There is the Amek 200. Beautiful. Beautiful plugin. Very large on the screen, as you can see here. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous unit. And these knobs, like, if you're on a mouse trackpad, once you're on it, like this is the flat surface, you can move your two fingers like this and it'll move the knobs for you. 1 second here. I just want to see something on my MPC. I believe on my MPC, and I'm going to mess with it. I'm actually certain, because some of the plugins that I've used with inside MPC software, the knobs on my MPC will move the parameters on the EQs that I've used before, and I'm almost certain it's going to work here. Let's see. Okay, no, this turned it on and off. My the knob on my MPC. That's awesome. So disengage, engage. What does this one do? This adjusts the gain level within the plugin itself. That's cool. And what do we got here? And nice. And then I love how that maps out like that. Adjusting the input gain level of the signal coming into the Amek, and then you can adjust the output gain with the other knob right underneath. I love when things work like that. What's this one? This is the V. This is going to be probably, I'm not sure what that is. I don't see anything moving. Interesting. Okay, cool. You can't see my hands, of course, but that's another good point about, the machine did the same thing. MK3, the knobs would control parameters on plugins, and I love it when they map out nicely like that, because you can do things so quickly, and people that are used to using real gear and knobs kind of brings you back to that. Beautiful interface, y'all. Just moves nice. You got these different cues right here. This is just a genius EQ. Oh, I love it. It's $350 though, y'all. But if you're on the subscription service, it is not even close to that. So think about that. And they have different levels too of subscription services. I'm not a member yet. I'm not only the client, I'm the player president. All right, y'all. So I'm going to get into this beat making so we can, okay, let's just make sure this is off so we know the sauce works. Cool. Boom. I'm going to close that window out. So when I do need it, then we'll go there. Cool. Trying to find my groove, y'all. Oh shit. If y'all have noticed, since I've been doing these beat making videos, I've just been using the Marco Polo drums the most. Just because, you know, honestly, y'all, if I find drum kits that I just absolutely love, why am I going to leave those? Think about that. Why leave? You've already found the home. Ooh, that's loud. Where is it? There? Yeah, I thought so. Let's see. That last beat making I did, that I could put those horns in there. Note to self. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Just lay back in the cut like, you know, I don't know. That's called Houston's. That's a really cool tone though. Let's see. Yeah. You know, it's coming up on midnight. That's what that sounds like to me. I don't know. It's coming up on midnight, and you know, thought I'd just swing by. That sounds tasty. You know, it's funny when you come back to packs you have not used, or, you know, this is a kit that I set up. It's just an MSX audio, you know, sampler, like a mixture that I put together of the things I like on it. Fire. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know if I'd ever use that. I could, and then, you know, put your trap. Yeah, hey. Ooh. Like that. It's like a standard hip-hop beat, what I was just doing there. Cats are like, I know. What should I do? What's this one? Actually, I want to see if I can find these Hellfire drums, because they are Hellfire. Maybe they'll get me get something going on. Hellfire, you're gonna be in here. We are the Crate League. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. There he is. NPC dog. I need to tag this to my favorites. I forgot how I do that. I wish let's see here. Could do a... Does it let me do that? Copy, file, copy. I like to know those little tips and tricks. Okay, anyways, let's just get to it. Where'd it go? Oh. NPC project? No, that's not it. It's not what we want. Okay, NPC version. Open it up. I think it does it as a. It's not say. Yeah, it does it as a project. I think it. Yeah, it'll just reload the whole session instead of the whole drum kit. That sucks. Forgot about that. Let's see. I really want to use these two. They're freaking hot. What's this? Yeah, I just like it when they're mapped out. Probably could just bail on this one, then just, let's see here, MPC version, UAD, startup session 1, analog. I'm gonna upload this. It's gonna ask me if I wanna, yep. Do I want to? Okay. That's interesting. I guess I have to remake the MPC kits, which is fine. You just load it up in there, and then anything that's inside, I'm actually going to do it right now. This is how it starts, y'all. You got to cook it up. Inspiration comes from drum kits and samples and all that stuff. Sometimes you just gotta sift through it. Yeah, see, save current program, boom. Name it Hellfire. Drum kits. And so within this program is going to have all those kits that were inside there. I got to figure out where I'm going to put this so I remember. What I'll do for now is I'll put it on my desktop. Because I did that. Whatever. All right, cool. The API Vision Kit. We're going to rock that. I'm going to put it at 90. Crap, forgot what button it was. And the metronome. Where is the settings for that? Yep. All right. I think I got on the first try. Yeah, that's good enough. It's your lo-fi. Whenever you have that multi-recording selection with inside MPC software, you have to arm the track that you're going to record on as well. So the track I'm recording on, and if the other one is armed, it's just going to record over it and erase it. That's why we're not hearing shit. So that's just a little side note for any of those MPC users out there. I'm sure it's the same in other software as well. So yeah, note to self. It erased the beginning of those drums. All right, cool. It double tapped. Standard hi-hats. Oh, you know we're going to pull out that Serato sample. What? Geez, y'all, I was wondering what was missing this whole time. I was wondering why this track wasn't coming along quicker than I expected. Gosh, I needed that vibe. Thank God, now I'm back at it. It goes on and you don't stop. It's like that BC voice. On and you don't stop. That could have been cool. Oh yeah. This is the part that I love the most, is when we get to chop these samples up. The next time I'll chop them up, I'll do a comparative. I'll chop with the Serato sample, and then I'll chop with the MPC. And there's a million ways to chop with the MPC. And actually, there's not a million. There's just a few that people just generally always use. But we can show all that later. I just love Serato sample. It's like an absolute stunning product. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. D minor, the saddest chord of them all. C minor. I'll just go with the first one on here. Open Sesame. Here we go. Manually chop it. Hold on 1 second here, y'all. Gotta get in the habit of that. Turn the other one off. There's a kick drum I think they got recorded over. Like a little, right there. It worked though. I'll just leave it for now. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's try this little experiment here. I'm gonna mess around with this right quick. Let's go. Oh, we're going in. We're going in. I'm going to duplicate this so I have time to mess around with this. Oh, where is it? Double the length, double the length. Back to menu. Back to reality. Here we go. Let's go in. I'm going in. undo. Here we go. Hey! Okay, I know what keys to stay away from now. Hey! Fuck that up. Here we go. Hey! Woo! I'm gonna save that one as my master. I'll probably go back through like I've done before if I can't get some of this aligned. But you know, for our boom bap beat making right now, we're on a good track. Yeah. Oh, this is gonna set it off right here. What I'm gonna add next. That's nice. I want to see something here. What just happened? Why did it do that? That's interesting. I like all that at the beginning. I could probably redo some shit. It's gonna come around, I'll hear it again. Yeah, that's the beginning right there. I can tell the beginning. It's kind of shitty, but I'll fuck with that real quick. For time purposes and making this beat, and then obviously showing the EQ, I could go back over and over this sample chops and try different patterns and techniques. But for what we have here, we're going to be good to go. I'll just change the beginning part just so it has more cohesiveness to it. Cool. Now I need to know... Shit. Yeah. We're gonna add some more seasoning to this. This exhale is so new to me. I haven't gone through a lot of the content. I haven't gone through the content hardly at all. I do like that one. I could probably do something with that. Let's see here. Life, aquatic. I'm gonna choose something so we get some fluidity here. Pretty good. Long hallways. Crying circuits. Alright, let's look through this a little bit more. And I'm just going to pick what I have it for. Oh no. 'Tis this? Oh, this it is. Nightlife in LA. Warning, good. Sure that exit. Alright. Do this one. Go down here just a little bit more to the end. Let's just hit shopping hall. Moon Knight 11. If I don't get this one, I'm out. I'll go back to the other one. Nah, I'm gonna go back to that water. What's it called? It's a cavern. Life Aquatic. There it is. All right. Whatever's on here, I'm going to use. That's it. I made a mistake right here when I pulled down the volume for me. What happens is it records the automation, which is annoying. So I have to go back and erase that real fast. I say real fast, but I forgot how I get to it. I think it's like literally right here. There it is right there. Boop. Bam. It's right here. Oh. Oh. Shit. There it goes. Volume. Forgot how I delete that. Oh. Go back to the track section. Take this off real quick. Where did I have it? Oh, there it is. Volume. Maybe it didn't get it. Oh, there it is. Those two little points. Yep, it sure shit did. Right there. Not anymore. But I want to turn it down. Just. Of course, I'm going to adjust some things on there, but it's just for another. Put it in here and there. I guess I did record the automation again. Weird. Oh, there's a point. Yep. Okay, cool. It went away. There's automation on it again. Yeah. Maybe it's because of that. Why? See that? Yeah, it's confusing where the automation would be, but I believe I deleted it. So yeah, volume. There must be a point at the very end. Yep, right there. Shit. I must not let me highlight that. Yeah, erase. Bye, y'all. Bam. Got it. Must have done it towards the end, too. What? Go back. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. I think it got it all. I hope it did. Let's see. Put this back to here. Yeah, I got it. All right, I'm gonna wrap this track up, guys, and I put the secret sauce on it just to show and tell. But just for me, I want to mess around with some of this. Siren nails, perky vocals. a couple parts I like on here. That I love. Try one more. Because I want it to be faint-ish. We'll leave that. It's just seasoning for now. Leave that right there. All right, y'all, and then for the grand finale, I've done no EQ to this whatsoever. I'm gonna close this out. Let me get over here to my other screen. Let me. Mixer window. I'm just gonna go to my mixer real quick. Move that. 1 and 2. Perfect. Haven't even added it yet. So here you go. Here's the additive spices that'll make your any beats sound great. I'll do some explanation, but not much, because there's a lot to go through with the whole EQ, but I've talked about it quite a bit, but the parameters and such, the low end, low mid, high end, so on and so forth. But here you go. So here it is. Y'all ready? We'll just say this. Mastering hip-hop. There's going to be a lot. I'll just go over it briefly. So here we go. Click of a button. Of course, the volume got louder. And I'm going to back it off. -3, right? This mouse is so fucking mousy. There it goes. -3. So I want to see where I'm hitting here. These meters on this MPC software suck. I mean, they'll get you approximate. Yeah. They're not following that very well. This says it's slamming this, but... So, here we go. I'm going to turn it on and turn it off. So let me. Y'all hear the difference? I'm turning it on, turning it off. You've seen the lights turn on, turn off. It's obviously on. It's being fed a lot of signal. I'm actually going to back it off a little bit too. So I've even dropped the input gain by 3 dB. It'll just, this mouse is acting mousy. And I'll kill it on and off again. Here we go. So of course, if I was up here, as I wanted to show when I was backing off the volume, that yeah, anything that's louder, you're gonna go, oh, that sounds fucking way better. But of course, if I'm not being, exactly scientific with volume matching and all that good shit. If I put an auto gain on the stereo bus, to make up for that, I'm just showing the example on here. But you can see by I turn it on, turn it off. There's subtle enhancements even at a straight, volume match, so to speak. It's still poking out. It's still better than, watch. There's nothing. Something. Pardon me. I'm turning it on and off here. It's still on, but I'm turning it on and off on the master. So I'm sorry to be confusing. I'll do it here again. So as you can see, they've boosted a lot of the 40, which is that low end, and I'll just go through this real quickly. They boosted a lot of that low end, and it's a shelf too, so they're just pushing up all that low end up there with a 2.8. It's straight shelf, just pushing all that low end information up to give that nice thump. These are big boosts here. You don't have to go you don't have to go this high of dB on these frequencies if you don't want it. I'm just loading it up, like I said. It It's a click away from making your tracks go from dull to crispy. And that's been proved right here, right now. So you can just pull up a preset and away you go. If you know about EQing, you know, your own vocals, your own beats, then have at it for sure. But there's nothing wrong with using your presets either. Don't ever get caught up in that fucking game where people say, don't use presets. Use presets as a learning tool to teach you, because not everything going through this EQ right now with the preset setting, it might not be tailored to it. It just so happens it just sounds great. There's some things I would cut out, but use those as learning guides, as a place to get a good start on a mix and all that shit. So as we continue, some more low end here. Let's see here, pushing up again, like right here in the 40 range. And this time it's another bell curve they're boosting up there. In the midsection here, boosting up about 1.4 dB in the mid-range here, giving it that nice little, like the kick-in kind of mid-range thump there. But it has every frequency under the sun for you to get whatever problem in or out, but this is doing tons of boosting here. There's no cutting, obviously, in mastering. That's another topic in itself, but there's a lot of boosting going on here, so we're getting a lot of more enhancement, as well as clarity. When you start subtracting, you're going to get even more clarity, but you can do that on individual instruments too to get that clarity, and also on your subgrouping and things like that, without going super in depth. But here we go. Crap. I wonder why it's doing that there. Not bad. Alright, cool. So we'll just flip through these. Let's do I mean, it's a hip-hop track all day, of course. What else do they have on here? Mastering start. How about that? It's a mid-side mastering start. Clean drum bus. Sorry, y'all, that was disengaged, the button. It's the weirdest thing about this. This is engaged here, but it should reflect. So clean drum bus. If you have headphones on, you can just hear it. Just kind of got mid-sidey. All right, now I'm gonna put in this back to hip hop. Oh, it's gonna drop my. So of course it's gonna be blasting us. It's gonna jacked up the output because each one has their own little preset. But y'all, that is how you can get a simple, quick mix or EQ mix on your instrumentals or any beats you're making at a click of a button. You pull up a preset you want, or if you know anything about EQing, you just start right away, you know, EQing the frequencies that you want in there to the track. It could be rap, could be rock, could be hip hop, could be opera, could be whatever. Use your tools. But that's the Amek EQ 200. And that's a track that we created here. I'm actually gonna close this down right quick. Really beautiful EQ, guys. So definitely download that, try it to see if you like it. It's a click away from you. If you're in Machine, you put this up on your stereo bus, as I have just done here. You're gonna get a lot more clarity, a lot more knock in your drums, and it's a great EQ. And you do not have to use it just on the stereo bus, like I have. Like I am using it here. You can use it on many different other elements individually. God, this mouse. What is up, bro? Stop it. Okay, stop. Oh, it's possessed. I don't know what it's doing, but that means it's time to go. But when you put it up on individual tracks, and we'll come back to this, and I'll be using this in a lot of production mixing that I'll be doing here on this channel, when you load it up into its own separate channel, just imagine this other half is gone. You just have that one other side, which I absolutely love. I think it's so smart. But yeah, there's the Amek 200 EQ by Plugin Alliance, y'all. So I'm going to go back to my main screen real quick. So back to me. Got the candles burning up there, setting the mood. I'm going to go right back to me. Cool. Put this back down there. Boom. All right. Cool. And let me get my other stuff up there for us, y'all. Cool. And since it's here in Texas, we're having really, really beautiful weather, and everyone's weekend may just be beginning now. People get Friday off, of course. So, have a fun, safe holiday. Celebrating the 4th of July. Yeah, we got the red, white, and blue going on, stars and stripes, all that good stuff. But throughout all this crazy stuff, if you're one of those news watchers that watches news all the time, then I gotta just tell you, stay positive, because the news will make you feel like the world's coming to an end. And this makes me feel like I'm a hunchback when I need to get up here. But yeah, so stay positive out there through all the bullshit and all the content. Visit it here and there. Don't get caught up in it too much, man, because it can be like devastating. And you need to keep a clear head through all this bullshit for sure. And we need to unite. But we should unite over the Amek 200 EQ. That's what we should do. Or we should unite the Machine MK3 with the, I don't know. I was getting all stupid with it. Let me put out these candles, y'all. Hold on. Let me try this. Nice. Let's get the other one. And the last one. It's like a birthday cake. Cool. So I always want you to stay positive, and everyone that watched this, which was just my girlfriend, which is fine. We're building this one subscriber at a time. If you're new here, just watching this rebroadcast, please subscribe. The videos and the content's going to keep getting better and better each time, and I thank you a bunch. Have a safe weekend for sure. I don't want us to be in the dark for too long, so let me put on a little music as well. I got to remember that, y'all. Got to remember that. But I thank y'all a bunch. Definitely tune in tomorrow, or just check. If you subscribe, you'll get the notification that I'll be going live, or I've put out another video. And my plan is to continue to put out this content and this product and make a beat every single day. Put it up there and rock. We'll do a lot more in-depth beat making instead of a lot of the quick beat making. But the quick beat making that we're doing here, it's not, we can go back in and do the arrangement part, the mixing part, the arranging, and the finalized product. But for banging out these tracks here and for content, we can set up a timer and we can just start making beats fast like that. So it's all about putting out quick beats and making beats every single day. All the pros say that, and any of the beat makers out there who are successful are putting out like 5-6 beats a day. So try to get maybe at least 2 in if you can. But that's what I'll be doing here with this channel. Freestyling, beat making, tech talk, gear reviews, MCing, all that good stuff. So if this channel's for you, subscribe, follow, comment. Let's start a conversation, y'all. Have an absolutely great weekend. And download that plugin, y'all. The Amek 200 EQ. As you can see, it's a click away using a preset, putting it up and getting, an instant enhancement. Of course, the volume was loud for us in this circumstance. We just turn it down on the EQ, and we're still getting some of that tonality and harmonics as well, which we haven't even messed with. But I'll be using this a lot on a lot of the beat videos that I'll be putting out, and we'll be rocking with it. So, if you want to see more of that, you will. But y'all be good out there. My name is Ace. I will see you next time. Like and subscribe, y'all. Have a great weekend once again. It's your boy Ace. Peace, y'all.